Hi guys, I've been a fan of the Beatles for a really long time, so in this video I wanted to talk about some places I've been to in the past that are Beatles related. So I'm just going to look over some past photos. I have to say that the quality of a lot of these photos is not brilliant, and a lot of these photos were taken in my teen years, so yeah. The first place I went to as a Beatles fan was to London. I remember for years I really wanted to visit the London Beatles store, and I remember receiving some money from my nan, and I went there and pretty much spent all of the money in the London Beatles store. The first time I went to London, I don't actually have a picture of myself standing outside the London Beatles store. I think if I remember rightly, I went with my sister to London and she took a few pictures of me outside the store, and I hated all of them, so I think I deleted them all. So I only have a picture of my sister outside the store. And that day we also visited Abbey Road, and we went to the Abbey Road crossing. And I remember we were trying desperately to get a good picture of both of us crossing the crossing. I even remember a stranger kindly said that they would take a picture of us crossing the crossing, but unfortunately we didn't get a very good photo of that. I remember it was so busy and lots of people were also trying to do the same thing, recreate that famous Beatles walk, and it was just so crowded we just couldn't really get a good photo. But we do have this one with the both of us standing in front of a crossing, which kindly a stranger took for us. And we also took some pictures outside Abbey Road studio, and I remember this photo here. I got right up to the door and my sister took this photo of me. Not the best photo, but I didn't realise that you weren't actually allowed to get as close as I did to the building. And pretty much straight after this photo was taken, we actually got told off by someone who came out and told us basically to leave. But I was glad I was able to get that picture right next to the building. After visiting Abbey Road, we took a walk to a Beatles coffee shop and got some pictures outside. And here's some actual pictures of me outside the London Beatles store. These are on other days that I returned to London to visit the store. Here I returned back to Abbey Road crossing, but this time I didn't attempt to do the walk. And here is me outside Abbey Cafe. On our second Beatles themed London trip, we went to Madame Tussauds, and this is me standing with the Beatles wax figures. I remember waiting a very long time for the crowds to move on so I could get a decent photo next to the Beatles. This is me outside 57 Green Street, Mayfair, which is the building where all four of the Beatles lived when they first moved to London. They lived on flat L at this address, and it was the only place where all four of the Beatles lived together. On another trip to London, I went to go and see the Let It Be musical, which was showing in the Prince of Wales Theatre. It was a really exciting experience. I remember I had really good seats. I wasn't far from the front, so I had a great view of the stage. I've seen a lot of Beatles tribute bands. They have all been amazing. I have really good memories of each band. I remember there was one band where there was a really enthusiastic Paul McCartney, and he was just so fun to watch. He did all of Paul McCartney's little quirks and was even left-handed, and yeah, that was a really exciting performance. Unfortunately, I'm not sure, because I've seen so many tribute bands, I'm not sure what tribute band that one was, but I do know what my favourite Beatles tribute band is called, and that is the Bootleg Beatles. I've gone to see them a few times, and I remember when I first saw them, I actually thought I was seeing the real John Lennon. The man who plays as John Lennon looks so much like him. I was so shocked. I don't know if it is the same guy who plays as John Lennon in the Bootleg Beatles now. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that tribute band in a little while. I do hope to see them again though sometime, because they're really amazing. I love going to see them perform. And I have seen Paul McCartney live. It was one of the best days of my life. I went to go see him at the NIA on the 27th of May 2015, and he was just unbelievable. He performed for like 3 hours straight without taking a break, and yeah, he was just amazing. But for some reason I got no photos of me at the event. or any photos of the stage. I've got no photos at all of that day. I was probably just too into watching Paul. The only thing I do have are some video footage, but the one photo I can show you is this one. I took a photo of my ticket, so there's some proof I've went to see him. This is me outside 3 Savile Row on Mayfair, and it is the building where the Beatles performed their rooftop performance. This is in a shop in London. It is in Piccadilly. I can't remember the name of the shop, but it's very close to where the theatres are. And in the shop they have stairs which lead to a ground floor. And on the stairs on this particular day, they had some Beatles cardboard cutouts, which I thought were really cool. I had to get a photo in front of them. Now, another place that has so many Beatles related places to visit is, of course, Liverpool. I went there for holiday, and it was one of my favourite holidays I've been to in the UK. I had such a great time because you see Beatles related things pretty much on every corner in Liverpool. So during my time in Liverpool, I visited the Beatles shop. I spent a hell of a lot of money in that shop as well. Probably about half of my Beatles collection are items which I purchased from this shop in Liverpool or the Beatles store in London. I also visited the Beatles Story Expedition. It is basically a big museum filled with Beatles stuff, and if I remember rightly, it was a while ago since I've been there, but I think each room sort of takes you through the years of the Beatles, starting from the beginning when they were part of the Quarrymen, all the way down to like John Lennon with Imagine. And yeah, it was really fun. Here's me standing in front of John Lennon's piano he used for his Imagine music video. Also during my time in Liverpool, we took a trip on the Yellow Duck Marine, and we also took a tour on the Magical Mystery tour bus. The tour took us to the Beatles' childhood homes, and we managed to get some photos outside, but it was very crowded during the tours, so I found that I couldn't get the best pictures while on the tour, and also we didn't have a lot of time outside the homes, so I actually went and redid the tour on foot so I could spend a bit more time outside the Beatles homes. And this is me and my sister outside Ringo Starr's first home, the actual house he was born in, and as you can see, it is all boarded up now, but just pretty much down the road from that house where Ringo was born was his childhood home, and it's this really pretty white house here. And here are some pictures of me outside pubs or cafes named after Beatles songs. And this is another tribute Beatles band which was playing in one of the places we were eating at in Liverpool. There were a lot of places we went where they just happened to have a Beatles tribute act performing, so that was really cool. And pretty much everywhere we went to Liverpool, there was something Beatles themed related. We also visited Penny Lane. We was taken there on the Magical Mystery tour, but me and my sister wanted to do it again, but by foot. But first of all, we took a taxi, and we wanted the taxi man to drop us off at Penny Lane, and then from there we took a walk to the Beatles' homes. We went to Strawberry Fields and Ella Rigby's grave, but before we were able to do that, the taxi man actually decided to take us on his own tour, which was really nice of him. But I just remember I was very anxious of how much this was going to cost us. But when he found out we were Beatles fans, he was just very keen to take us on his own tour. He showed us Liverpool College of Art, which is the art college where John Lennon attended, and here we are in front of the Hope Street suitcases. This photo was actually taken by the taxi man, but the taxi man, he did tell us some really interesting information. He showed us the names of each Beatle member on the cases. They each have their own case. And once we were finally doing our own walk-in tour, we went back to Penny Lane, and here we are in front of the famous barber shop from the Penny Lane song. Penny Lane, there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to have known. I really shouldn't try and attempt singing Beatles songs. For of fish and finger pies in summer, meanwhile back behind the shelter in the middle of a roundabout, a pretty nurse is selling poppies from a tray. I promise I'll stop singing now. Here's me stood outside Dovedale Infant School, which is the primary school John Lennon and George Harrison attended. Here is me next to Eleanor Rigby's grave, and it didn't actually take too long to locate this grave. And here is me on a bench dedicated to Eleanor Rigby. This is St Barnabas Church, where the Quarrymen performed. Here we are outside Strawberry Fields. We went here twice, once on the Magical Mystery Tour, and then the second time we went there by foot. I remember the second time we went to get some more pictures, we actually arrived there just as the Magical Mystery Tour bus was turning up. So we did have to wait around a little while for the crowds to leave so we could get some good photos. And then of course there's the Cavern Club. We went here I think pretty much every night. We were there in Liverpool, and this one is one of my favourite pictures where me and my sister managed to go up on the stage and get this photo. Now to show you some other Beatles places I've been to outside of London and Liverpool. This is a Beatles themed cap we actually came across by chance when we were on holiday in the Isle of Wight, so that was really cool to see. While on holiday in Las Vegas with a friend, we went to see the Love Cirque du Soleil performance at the Mirage, and that was just incredible. I was really happy that I was able to go and see that performance. At Madame Tussauds in Barcelona, I got this picture next to a wax figure of John Lennon and Yoko. And while on holiday in New York, I went to the Dakota building. I remember that was a very upsetting experience, really chilling to be standing outside that building. And also in New York, I also went to the Strawberry Fields Memorial in Central Park. I went to New York with a friend, and I remember the first time we went to try and find this Strawberry Fields Memorial. It took us a very long time to find it. We didn't actually realise just how big Central Park was, and we must have took a wrong route, and it just took forever to find it. But the second time we went, we found it straight away, so I don't know what was happening the first time. That's everything I've got to show you in this video. Please let me know in the comments if there's a place you've been to which is Beatles related, because I would love to visit anywhere that's Beatles related. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!